how do you want to play this since we lost the last one?
I think we just go straight up.
We're only continuing one topic, so it won't be a big deal.
That's alright.
Yeah.
We can do like a last time on Louder Than Podcast.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that.
That might be the only way we can continue. So
Everyone's gonna hate me. Hello, sorry, I was starting the thing.
I was about to say, is that my internet or something on your side?
Let me turn Sega Bass Fishing down to like nothing.
Yeah. 2.
Yeah. Okay. Say stuff, guys. Yeah.
Stuff.
Okay. Cool. That looks good.
Great.
All right. Let me go live with the pre-show real quick. Game capture.
I like this.
Preview. Window. Sega Bass Fishing.exe.
.exe.
Yeah.
The old school. We're taking it back to the old school. I don't even remember the last time I played bass fishing.
Dude, it's so good.
Bullet time, you say? I don't need it. Ooh, what's the plastic's fun? We can bite you. Dominate. So, what have you guys been up to?
Not a damn thing.
I had my my first class again. Well, the first day of my last class, rather.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds so dramatic.
Yeah.
It was the first day of my last day. Look at this.
All right, boys and girls.
Are we?
Lads
I'm
and
live.
ladies, I'm live too. Eaten by a snecko. Oh, this is a hand. Here's some wheel. So, Chris, would you like to ring us in?
Just tell me when you're ready.
I'm always
Oh,
ready.
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Whoa, that's what I just said, my man.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay, glad we settled that one.
The link is shared and live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Louder Than Podcast. Last time on Louder Than Podcast, we had numerous technical issues. Precursors to 2018's future failures.
No
We lost the
VODs,
majority.
no excuses.
Disconnections, loss of internet.
However, Little Green created a new dragon from the Dragon Balls, and thus granted us a backup channel with now enabled VODs. Going forward, we now have fewer excuses for technical issues, but will the Louder Than Podcast crew find a way? Tune in this time on Louder Than Podcast. Now
That's what we
starring-
actually talking about last time. Let's go in with that too, instead of just the DBZ references.
That was great, though.
That was great. That was fantastic.
Magfest.
Chris Savitt's
was...
my hero. I hope I did him proud.
Magfest was half a disaster, half fun.
I think we saved the
that's-
Magfest thing. I checked Eric's channel. We had like 48 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, was that from
Oh, we can still.
before? I don't
Yeah.
even remember.
Last
Basically,
thing
we're restarting the emulation thing, so let's just recap that.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. I think basically half of it was, oh hey, like give me a reason to buy this game again, and half of it was buy it anyway. It's their property and they can sell it.
There's the
So
issue with basically the developers and the publishers are not making it convenient to actually get the licensed product versus how it's both convenient and cheaper to get the unlicensed versions for emulation.
yep, that's exactly it. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's no longer enough to just be like, oh, look, you got a new DS. You want to play Mario World on that? Or Sonic or any of the other old games we've sold to you a million times?
It's like, hey, we're Bandai Namco. We remastered this game from 6 years ago. We want like full price again, please. Thank you for Dark Souls.
You know who's actually the best at that one? Bethesda.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We're on what? Elder Scrolls number 5, version 8 now?
Yes.
Well, no, it's and not even just that, but Skyrim itself has how many different releases?
I'm
Yeah,
never
it's
gonna.
PS3,
No, go ahead.
360, PC, Legendary Edition, and Special Edition, PS4, Xbox One,
And the Switch.
and VR.
Yeah.
So it's like 7 right there.
That's insane.
I'm never gonna get over The Last of Us. It got an HD remaster like a year and a half after it came out.
Only this version actually worked compared to the PS3.
I mean, I played it on the PS3 and it was fine.
PS4 is a massive improvement. It actually
What
feels
were
like it
common
works.
issues?
Common issues for my tastes were the
Mhm.
frame rate being stuttery as fuck, the amount of pop-in, and also textures that wouldn't load. Versus PS4,
Okay.
where the PS4 I got actually had it available as like a digital voucher included from the start. And
Oh,
even just installed straight to the hard drive, I had virtually none of those issues. The load times were shorter. I had fewer issues with like stuttering or freezing. I never got it to crash on me.
See, I never really felt like any of that was happening for me. So I think it was just a pointless money grab.
Well, I totally zoned out. What game are we talking about?
The Last of
my
Us.
God, Eric.
Oh, okay. I actually have never played The Last of Us.
It was all right. It's not nearly as good as people make it out to be, but it's good.
It's overhyped, but
Oh yeah,
Overhype. My favorite flavor.
overhyped. My favorite Blizzard game.
damn.
I mean, I
Shots
like
fired.
Overwatch. I couldn't let that go.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think companies need to just make
Like-
new games instead of trying to sell me the same ones over and over again.
Like, I
here's
know
the
game
thing.
development takes forever, but at the same time, come on, man.
Yeah, but you're just putting all these resources into like making it for a new platform.
Damn, we just caught a 8-pound bass.
Holy shit!
You guys can be rich.
But yeah, dude, fucking. And like I said, it could be little things like time trials, like concept art galleries. Like, give me just something.
I don't even need anything new. I just want it to be fairly priced. Like,
Well, that too. Yeah, I would buy way more like old games on new systems if they were like $2.
yeah, also the matter of let's just call it fairness for the time being about having to repurchase games you already have purchased licenses to and you don't technically own anyway, only a license. I
We
think
actually
that-
meant to follow up on that because Taylor and I were asking like how much like have you read about that? Because I know it's a thing that some people say is a thing, some people say it's not.
To the best of my research, and keep in mind I didn't do a comprehensive study on this,
Right.
just like some remedial research. Effectively, what the EULAs indicate is that you are getting that particular software iteration. So there is an argument to be made that if you, let's say, bought Skyrim in 2011, you are defensibly able to claim ownership of the PC, PS3, and 360 version. However, that does not automatically entitle you to future DLC and patches. But then there's also the argument that the EULAs are company-specific or brand-specific, and that means you're entitled to that platform, but not the entirety of the franchise. So PS3 and PS4. PC is the murkier area there because you would argue that it's coded on that platform initially, but the ports to different platforms are not considered in that EULA. And as well, the future releases have the DLC bundled in them from the start, like the Special Edition and the Legendary Edition. They're not encompassed by the same EULA.
Okay.
Huh.
So, long story short, and I know we just threw a bunch of word salad that was ill-researched.
No,
at
no,
you.
it makes sense.
Damn, your
Long
word
story
salad.
short, it's basically it's a legal gray area, and nobody's arguing to detail it specifically because that would mean they sell fewer copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Huh.
understood.
And it's tough because I understand like if you buy an but I don't know, when I look at music, like, and granted I know that's a very different can of worms because a lot of people aren't necessarily buying music as much anymore, or they're not buying it traditionally. But you know, a lot of people, like, they would release an album, and then if you re-released it, it was at least usually old enough to warrant a remaster, or it came with bonus tracks or demo tracks, or you know, something like that. I didn't know anybody who really just like re-released or rebought albums for any reason other than my old CD got trashed, you know?
Either like something happened to my old CD, there's new content, or you know, this album's from the 70s and they re-released it, like,
and like remastered it. They had the stems and they're like, oh hey, let's make this sound better. And I don't know, I think that's like a gaming industry problem, that we're so quick to like cycle. I'm not that it's quick, consoles have their lifespan, but we're so quick to be like, oh, the new console's out, fuck my old one. And it's like, but why? You could just keep playing, but then you want to rebuy these games later with no added value.
Yeah, it's
I think it's a market problem. Like, we're paying for it, so they keep doing it, you know? People get excited about fucking Skyrim for the 8th time, so Bethesda says, why not resell it for the 8th time?
I'm tempted to compare it to Apple products, whereby you have people who are obsessed with getting the latest iteration at all times.
But
the thing is,
I think that's a fair comparison.
But you also can say, like, it's the same exact thing as in, like, how big AAA games were trying to mess with us with all the microtransactions, and instead of us saying, yeah, we're not going to buy it, we still buy it.
Well, exactly. That's why my biggest advice to anybody in this situation is vote with your goddamn money.
Yeah,
like, I'm not opposed to repaying for a port, basically. I mean, how many copies of Dragon's Dogma do I own? Like, I have supported that IP as best I can, if they would only bring all the games to the West, thanks Capcom. But, I'm not opposed to the idea of re-releasing a game with some sort of, like, emulation versus paid option. But the thing is that I would like a reason to, other than trying to be benevolent.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, I just saying, like, I want, like, I don't know, I want Skyrim on my Switch because it's on the go. Like, people use that excuse, but laptops have been able to handle Skyrim for years now.
I used to play Skyrim on my laptop.
Exactly.
Called the Razer Shield, that was basically like just Vita or something. Like, am I hallucinating? Did Razer make that?
No, yeah, they did.
Oh no, it's the Nvidia Shield.
Oh, Nvidia, yeah.
Yep.
I don't think it did too well.
I should have known it wasn't Razer. It wasn't glowing.
Yeah, it didn't have RGB strips fucking everywhere.
Strobe.
Yep. Also, the price tag didn't give me a heart attack. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, they have a new controller out to rival the Xbox One Elite, and it looks really nice, and like the buttons actually all click like mice, which I think is really neat. But it's like $160. I'm like, dude, the Elite's only like $150 or something.
Oh,
dude,
wait,
I didn't pay half
of
that for both my Elites. What the hell?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the company was, or if it was Microsoft, but they're bringing back the old original Xbox controllers.
Yes,
dude, I saw that.
Hyperkin's bringing back the Duke, and you know the big X in the middle? It's a screen.
It's actually a screen.
A pushable button LED screen.
The original big, chunky, massive controllers.
And it's going to be Xbox and PC compatible. I want it. Nice. It's going to be like $60, and it's like 60 or 70. And I mean, for God's sake, they're tanks and they're multi-console.
It's like everything I wanted in a Dreamcast.
By the way, did you hear that they're coming out with new Dreamcast controllers?
I saw. Yeah.
PC and Bluetooth ones.
That sounds cool.
Like Bluetooth Dreamcast receivers, not just PC.
Yeah.
But because they're Bluetooth, you could probably connect them to like a USB Bluetooth on your computer as well.
Right.
And they're coming out with official Saturn pads too, and the Saturn's one of my favorite controllers of all time.
This is like the weirdest nostalgia I've heard of.
I know.
Well, it's great though because they're controllers that were never really like represented in the modern era. Like, you know, Hyperkin has made Genesis controllers. They've made Super Nintendo, you know, knockoffs, the whole 9 yards.
Also, you have nostalgia for the underdog. I mean, when's the last time you said a nice thing about Sega?
Well, dude, the Dreamcast is a fucking cult classic.
Yeah,
Everyone loves the
I haven't
Dreamcast.
played them. I never had one though.
It was my first system.
Fair.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Nice.
Good choice.
I didn't have one growing up, but I bought one for my brother maybe 6 years ago, and coincidentally, we are playing Sega Bass Fishing right now on Steam. When I bought the console, I got it at a flea market. It was in fine condition, but I brought it home and I opened the console and Sega Bass Fishing was in the console. So
what a treat!
Yeah,
An extra prize.
It was Destiny.
Yeah, but
yeah.
it's a really good time because now people are starting to realize that these more niche consoles are getting their comeuppance, but in a good way. It's hey, people love these. We should probably make newer controllers and let people use them on PC and stuff. And that's definitely a Sega move because
Sega and Atari been doing this for a couple years. It people credit it to the Nintendo Minis, but I've been looking at Atari flashbacks for years.
Yeah. And Sega, for as much as they fuck up, they know that hey, we like our audience and they like what we do. So
they've been
really
way better
dig
as
that.
publishers than developers recently, I have to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they seem to be outside of the whole controversy. With the
well,
last
because
Sonic
we
game that came
expect
out.
their Sonic games to be terrible, so it's not like it's a big
Sonic you
news
expect
story.
to be terrible, and everything else we don't expect anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down.
Oh, what'd you hear? What do you think about BioWare's new game? Have you heard about it?
Anthem,
Yeah.
20 seconds.
It looks incredible, but I
I
don't
think
trust
it's going
them.
to be awful because
do
BioWare
too.
are RPG focused, and they have been when they were at their best. But ever since Mass Effect 2, they've been going more action focused than RPG. I
Thanks
don't trust
to
them
Big
with this.
Big Papa
Real.
Big Papa E EA.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Full disclosure, I only started Mass Effect a few days ago, and I've never played it before.
Oh,
but
which
I'm
one are you
enjoying
doing?
What?
Are you starting at number 1 or Andromeda?
Yeah, I'm starting at 1.
Please play
Nice.
Andromeda.
I really like 1 so far.
Andromeda's going to be in the
And-
$5 bargain bin soon. Don't rush.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep going.
No, it's cool. My problem is that this game looks like it's gonna be Anthem. That is, it looks like it's gonna be Monster Hunter meets Destiny meets Mass Effect, and that's awesome.
That does sound awesome.
That I think could work really well. But here's the problem: Electronic Arts.
Hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Big Papa
like-
EA.
They've already
Yeah.
put in some speculation as to who was that consultant they talked to, where it was about cosmetic themed loot boxes and how EA is still considering them on probation after what happened with Battlefront.
Yeah, clearly your consumers don't like it. Just don't make a game that we want to pay money for and fucking play. And it's literally that easy.
This
It's
is-
not hard.
Come on, guys.
I don't know.
There was
Somebody just played you
Go
first.
ahead. What?
You first.
Me first? There was a cosplay at MagFest of some guy in he had the perfectly ironed black tie suit and everything, carrying a massive briefcase, and he just slapped an EA logo on his face.
Oh my god.
That's
And the
great.
briefcase had closed studios on it with money poking out the sides.
Yeah, right?
hmm
That's
It
beautiful.
looked great. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Chris?
I'm not sure that Anthem is what. Here's the thing: if people are saying just make a good game, it's BioWare making a game that is not focused on story, and BioWare has been touted for their RPG legacy and stories for as long as I've known them.
Also,
Yeah.
you have to remember that
Or how many games do we have to go back to?
we have to remember that the original team on EA. The original team of oh my god, their names eludes me right now. The original team of BioWare is actually not on board, or at least the big honchos.
Oh,
And-
Is
really?
this Edmonton again, or is it Toronto?
I think they
The
left.
Canadians. I don't remember who.
Damn these Canadians. But from what I've heard, they actually left the studio.
Oh yeah, they
Oh.
lost their big writers and story directors ages ago.
Yeah.
Like, in the process of Andromeda and I think Inquisition.
Okay. No,
And-
and I think it can honestly be a great game. Taylor, to give you a heads up, have you seen the trailer for Anthem?
No, I haven't.
Basically, imagine if all of us were playing, right? We all get our own customizable super armors, and we have to go out beyond the wall of like the colony
Oh,
and
okay.
kill monsters.
Okay.
It sounds fucking incredible. It's basically Space Monster Hunter with like Destiny
And Attack on
influence.
Titan.
Yeah, and Attack on Titan
Okay,
kind of
yeah.
vibes. But like, I watched it and I'm like, this looks fucking awesome. And then they said loot boxes.
Mm.
They
And
said
it's
they were
like-
thinking about adding.
No, I forgot about this because I watched. Well, okay, maybe since the whole Battlefront thing, they're saying no.
Yeah.
But Kyle and I watched a trailer the other day, and it was like, it was a mock-up of like two friends playing, so it was like their banter. And
Oh.
she gets this box, and she's like, "Oh, I hope it's something good." And she like, she pops the box, and she's like, "Yes, like lightning rifle!" And she's like all excited, and I'm like, "Wow, make us chase the dragon, EA!" Like,
Yeah, it's the same fake voice actors from The Division. Did you catch that?
no, it was.
Was it?
It's the same players, quote
Oh,
unquote.
for
as The
fuck's
Division.
sake! Get out of here.
I
Those
think
people are real.
did a comparison of it, so just
They're
search
real
Division
in only
and-
that they're organic beings speaking into a microphone.
We are the most perfectly curated and audience-tested demographic indicators for this IP. Please.
That's the funny thing about it.
And-
When they talked, I was like, "You sound like you're trying to sound like casual conversation."
Yeah, I know
like,
exactly what you
HAL
mean.
9000 spoke more realistically than you two. Just play.
yeah, dude, it's terrible. Like, and you know, like I said, maybe they're gonna like do the whole. Okay, we're gonna rethink our strategy
What
because
are
we
you
don't want to
doing?
bother anybody. I just put in random characters. Maybe like they're gonna rethink it after the shit that happened, but like I just don't trust it. It's a multiplayer game by EA. It's gonna be trash probably, and if it's great, I'll eat my words and buy it day one. Seriously, like I want this game to be good. It looks fun.
Same.
Yeah,
But-
there's one drop-in, drop-out, loot-focused shooter I'm looking forward to, and it's called Borderlands 3. Anthem needs a personality before I get interested.
I
All it has right
actually
now
am
is pretty
intending. If you guys all want to play it soon, once I get my new desk set up and Taylor gets her computer here, do you guys want to do Borderlands? Because I've never played it.
Yes.
I played like an hour of it on console, and
I don't
obviously,
know if I have it on
nothing.
Steam. I'll have to check.
Yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
cheap.
it's always on sale and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay,
No.
let's fucking do it.
Great, I have 3 circles of friends that want to play Borderlands now. We're never
Oh.
gonna finish.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it always
Yeah,
happens.
good luck with that.
Chris, you might as well cancel our playthrough.
Oh, it's true.
Oh yeah, if the 4 of us are going to be doing it, yeah.
Dude,
I will say,
you're not
oh,
missing much.
I'm much better on the PC than, on the controller, or on the Xbox, where we were playing on.
Oh yeah, I,
I
would
think we were playing
so.
on the PS4 or something like that, the Handsome Collection.
Very handsome.
And that's not even the best version, because I have the good controllers for the Xbox One.
Yeah. So what is topic number 2? I know we have both lined up, but what do you want to go into next?
We had the music subject, and we also had BlazBlue.
Let's get that out of the way while we're still mad about video games.
Rabble!
Arc System Works is scaring me because it shows that even companies I love can hurt me.
Yeah, in
So
the
what
worst
year
way.
are they guilty of selling us?
I'm not
You
acknowledging that.
can leave Discord now.
Yeah.
Disconnect.
You can't leave, you're our backup VOD.
Oh, true.
God damn it. So for anybody who's uninformed, you can hear how bad this is going to be from the fucking tone of my voice. The new BlazBlue's coming out, and it has 40 awesome characters in it, and 20 of them are DLC.
My initial thought, though, is that is a massive fish. 17 pounds.
Wow, that's a weird thought.
I mean, it was her
That's a lot
initial
of
thought.
fish.
Holy shit. Anyway,
Don't acknowledge that
Um,
Godzilla reference, keep going.
That's a lot of fish.
but correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't the past BlazBlue games usually only like 20 characters? So
I mean, in
so
that
it's
realm,
not like
but still, you can't garner goodwill from an audience by saying we have 40 characters ready to go. You're only getting 20.
But
Oh,
straight,
yeah.
Like,
why would they tell us?
And
no, that's what I mean.
I
Like,
checked the announcement, and it's like 2/3 of them are just question marks with dates.
Yeah.
If there are characters
okay.
ready there, then I have to really ask who they are, because it doesn't seem like they know either. It just seems like they announced
Yeah.
way too much DLC up front.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Evolve?
dude. Even if I understand if you say, look, we want to make this game, we want it to be incredible, and it'll be worth buying day one, but we have plans down the line to support it. That's fine. But when you have projects all ready for it, or like at least in the works, why the fuck are you marketing it? Like, do you want to get just belittled by the entire audience by saying like, well, why not just give it to us? If it's on the disc or in the initial install and just locked behind a paywall, you're doing it wrong.
You are just garnering all the ill will.
If
Yeah,
it's
does
ready
anybody
to
remember
go,
when
it
we
should
were
be in
praising
the
Arc
game.
Systems instead of Capcom? Like, you're not supposed to emulate them. You're not supposed to rip off the things like Resident Evil, ripping off Alone in the Dark, and then Alone in the Dark ripping off Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Stay you. You were actually a good idea.
Well, and that's what scares me is they're doing the DBZ fighter. They're doing any Guilty Gear game that comes out is theirs. Blaze Blue is theirs.
See,
Like,
with the
they're important.
where it really like tears me apart is like
Lisa.
God damn it.
like previous games did only have, around, I will just generalize and say 20 characters. So like, if they just left it at that, then okay.
Yeah,
But
like,
there's 20 more. Like, throw in 5 of them and save the other ones for your next release. Or
Plus,
you know.
I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of development that goes into character creation, and I respect that. I respect that a lot.
I'll defer you to Skullgirls if you want to see an example of that, where people were in a bit of an uproar about them adding new characters that were paid DLC, and they actually showed the entire like pricing system as to how they pay for the different components and develop a new character for the game.
I
Right,
didn't know
But
they did that.
I am
That's
saying
when
this,
they did the Kickstarter for the new characters. Yeah.
I'm saying this, but keep in mind I don't know BlazBlue that well. I only own a couple of games. I've barely played them, so I'm not representative of what this franchise does.
Okay.
That's valid.
Yeah.
Um,
Skullgirls is great, by the way.
yeah, I always when I talk to people about it, I'm like, even if it's not your thing, you got to give it to them that they really thought it through.
Yeah, I'm so glad they have basically Cuphead and Shadman style put together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what am I
their-
saying?
their
No, it's Zone
character
Tan,
design.
not Shadman. I'm sorry, I got the wrong
Oh.
illustrator of Smut.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Zone Tan's great.
But basically, like, while I understand that, I think it's ridiculous that like you can expect a fighting game nowadays to come out at like $50 to $60, and then there's going to be like $20 more of
Yeah.
characters later. Like, come on, when a new character comes out, you can make them like $3, if not like $2.50. Like, that adds up when you release like 10 characters. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I don't want to get a fucking season pass
Well,
for
I
every
think-
game I want to buy.
I feel like they really don't always price it in mind that like some people want everything.
Yeah, because I play fighting games with a lot of, different friends and, often on my copy of the game. So I like to have any character available. That's why I think the best pricing model to date, and brace yourselves, it's a free-to-play title, was Killer Instinct. They
Right
give
on.
you rotating fighters so you can eventually try the whole cast. And as we know, a lot of competitive fighting game players, they usually have 1 or 2 mains. You could buy them for $5 each, pretty much, and be tournament competitive for $5 to $10 then. The game was free to download. But they also did it that if you wanted the whole game, you buy it for like $60. They give you access to all current and upcoming content, and you get like enough of the in-game fight money, which is free to earn. It's not like DLC money.
Yeah, like I'm not into the free-to-play model they have, so I just bought a boxed copy up front. and
Exactly.
Me too,
you know what? It's great.
exactly.
Exactly.
And you can, if you're, if you really don't want to grind, you can buy the in-game currency, but it's very easy to earn, so I'm not holding it against them. But they give you enough of it with the full purchase of the game, and Chris just left Discord.
Goodbye, Chris.
There he is. They give you enough currency when you buy the full copy that you don't need to grind. They're like, thanks for buying our game. Buy costumes now. Here you go.
Yeah.
You earned it. Like, it's like, thanks, guys. You actually know how to be nice to your fucking customers.
It's a
But
Microsoft
yeah,
thing
if-
of all places.
I know, right? But
Well,
I
and
think that's the one time free to play has really worked for me.
And it was a really big title coming from like, it was.
Oh yeah, it was AAA.
It was a massively popular arcade game when.
What was this, Silicon Knights or something like that? Like a studio that basically
It was
just done
Rare.
avatars before.
Rare.
Hold on, I'm just gonna look at my box. I'm pretty sure it was a different, like, they had somebody else involved. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But in any event, you're coming off of a big property from Rare, of all companies, that was very big when they were, making games like Killer Instinct, and that was the Donkey Kong era and stuff.
Yeah.
Back
So
in the old
to
days.
take that and not ruin it with a free-to-play model.
Yeah, I just got my box off the shelf. It was Double Helix that helped with the like Xbox One version and the launch version.
Oh,
like-
okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, these were guys that worked on stuff like Too Human. I could be getting them mixed up with another studio. So these
Oh,
guys-
really?
I hope I'm mixing them up with somebody. But if
Yeah.
they did, that's a massive improvement.
Yeah.
Well, because the game is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And that Battletoads.
Oh yeah, and even that, like, they got the cameo characters right. Like,
Yeah.
Do you want Halo? Do you want Gears of War? Do you want Battletoads? We have everything. Do you want
Yeah.
a basketball player in your fighting game? It's not Balrog. It's
The one-stop shop. Oh.
It's
Ah.
not Sean.
oh,
What
Poor
comes to mind
Sean.
is you guys play BioShock, right?
yeah.
Welcome to the circus of value.
I heard that shit in my sleep when I beat Bioshock because I wouldn't put it down. It was my first 360 game. It's what pushed me to finally get one because I didn't have a PC at the time. And I would go to bed and just hear "Welcome to the circus of values" like in my head.
See, for me, the sound that was in my head was the turrets.
Oh my god, those
Those
auto boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
FYI, would Ken Levine please make another Bioshock style game?
Nope, never. It's too
No,
late.
not
it's,
Bioshock in name, but just in style, please.
it's forever
Yo,
gone.
maybe a new System Shock.
Oh,
Are we getting System Shock 2 remake?
Didn't it already happen?
I could have
Google it.
do it now.
Do it now.
By the way, you guys can't hear me breathing, right? Because like I still am sick, so and I'm breathing kind of heavy. I just did want to make sure I was like mouth breathing into the microphone.
To be honest,
System Shock
I didn't
remake
hear.
is aiming for 2018.
Okay.
Oh,
Hell yeah. I need to play System Shock. I missed it because obviously, when I was a kid I was console player and didn't have PC
Mhm.
stuff.
Those struggles.
But
If
I
you ever
own
wanna
them.
Visit Dead Space's grandfather. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, Tay, do you know anything about System Shock?
Nope.
Imagine BioShock on like the Dead Space
Bioshock
ship.
only you're in a space station with HAL 9000.
Yeah.
that sounds pretty great.
It BioShock is the spiritual sequel. So
Oh, okay.
fucked up environment.
I would argue
People that
Dead
fuck
Space
with
was
your
a bit of a
character's
follow-up
head.
as well. Just saying.
Yeah. No, it's great, but I've
you-
only
wait,
seen
wait.
some of it.
Excuse me. Can you say it's great, but in the Tony the Tiger voice?
No.
Okay.
Can you?
Yeah, can you?
It's great.
There you go.
Uh,
See, that's why I didn't do
It
it.
wasn't deep enough.
But Eric is the best. Oh, God.
System Shock. It's great.
That was good.
All right, let's get these copyright strikes at least worth it.
I accept payments in the form of Michael Phelps currencies.
Listen, I don't care
What,
about.
Wheaties?
Weed?
Oh, Wheaties.
Guys, at
And
this point,
flavored Wheaties.
since we are like no longer game monetized, screw it. Let's go through all the copyrights. What are they gonna do? Demonetize the video?
I mean, if we're uploading this on SoundCloud, we should be fine too.
They won't detect us if we do it entirely awful.
Yeah, if we
Exactly.
don't, we just won't have enough
So Eric, keep doing it.
hours. Watched.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be the Chinese knockoff of Tony the Tiger.
Fred the bear.
Fred the Puma.
Fred the puma.
So okay, yeah. Arc, just give us characters. Make them fair price. Don't do this. I like you too much. Don't let me down.
Let him
Wow, maybe release a definitive edition of Guilty Gear Xrd. I think you're on your 3rd already, and you're still making more stuff.
Yeah, there's so many different releases of that game. It's like gives me a headache.
Yeah.
I do
Like,
love
don't
me some
be
Guilty
Street
Gear,
Fighter. Don't be.
Yeah,
We dealt
How
with their
many-
shit for 2 decades now. Like,
there's like regular Street Fighter and like Turbo and
You could
and
probably tell me there's
Alpha
20
and-
different versions of Street Fighter 2, and I would believe you. I don't even have to look.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds believable.
I forget what the real number is, but it's not far off. If you count Super Street Fighter 2, which I do, because it's not technically like a different series. But anyway, yeah.
I
fuck
just
that
threw out
shit.
an absurd number. Don't tell me I'm right. That's depressing.
Hang on.
Be depressed.
Pause. Hang on. I'm fact checking this one because this is important.
Muy importante.
What?
Okay, sorry, I was making sure that. Yep, pause. Street Fighter 2. Let's see. The World Warrior. Updated versions. Okay. So somebody keep count. Ready?
Okay.
Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Super Street Fighter 2 The New Challengers. Hyper Street Fighter 2. Super Street Fighter 2 a Turbo HD Remix. Ultra Street Fighter 2 The Final Challengers. Yeah, I think that's it. So there have been 8 versions.
Yeah,
No,
7.
the original
Yes. I
Champion
got that.
Edition Turbo.
Okay, I guess more than double higher. I don't have to lose faith in humanity yet.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So
Just the
like,
Mega Man franchise.
Oh, is the new one coming out soon?
Possibly this year.
not
I don't know.
soon, but yeah, kinda.
Oh, that goes through health. Okay.
Wait, I want to do a Google search. How many Street Fighter 2 versions are there?
Oh, and don't forget the platform differences.
Yeah.
Well, that I'm not counting as much. Okay,
Oh,
here we
here
go.
you
Street
go,
Fighter 2
yeah.
series. World Warrior Champion Edition, Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Turbo, Hyper Street Fighter 2, Ultra Street Fighter. Yeah, so 7.
Yeah, and also, I'm not bad-mouthing Mega Man. I love that franchise. It's just, it's Capcom, and I don't have any expectations left.
Oh, I'm bad mouthing Mega Man. It's one of my favorite games of all time, but they're fucking it up.
You done, Goof?
So anyway, music. This is going to be an interesting one.
K-pop, ultimate form of music.
I
Well,
didn't
no,
understand
no,
the
no,
topic, so
That is
Eric's
not
just
how we're
correct.
naming this one, Eric. You fucking fire starter. What's the best form of music, J-pop or K-pop? It can only be one.
Well, I'm
The
correct
song
in
goes
both
back or get
ways.
fucked.
Goddamn asshole. Trying to get us in trouble.
Listen,
Oh
how can you disprove me? You can't.
my god.
You can't offer a positive affirmation. Therefore, anime is not real.
Anime's on
Don't
my
you lie to me
side.
like that.
Am I dead?
You're gonna break Undyne's heart. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't go breaking my heart.
Oh, look, more bad copyrights.
Yeah, there is a fish in a suit of armor who's very disappointed in you right now.
Wait.
Who?
What?
Undyne
No, you-
from Undertale.
No. You would make Alphys sad. She's the weeb.
I'm pretty sure it was Undyne who shouted anime is real and then ran away from the junkyard.
I mean, yeah, but Alphys is the one who was like already obsessed. I'm not arguing about Undertale on the internet. That's been like a hard no for me since it came out.
I have never played it, so
It's good, but just don't
The
talk to anybody
fandom
who
ruined
says
it.
they
I'm
like
gonna
it.
just say that.
Yep.
It's like
Just
you
to
have
be
to keep your
safe.
safe search filters on to enjoy it.
oh my.
I played it before, like when I knew literally nothing about the game, so it was fine for me.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it. Chris
I just
was
know they like
"Play this."
typography. That's all
It's
I
like
know.
there's 2 skeletons, and you could basically get your ass kicked by 2 fonts:
Yeah.
Sans and Papyrus.
Ugh, fuck the virus.
So anyway, K-pop versus J-pop. There's room for both, guys. We don't gotta hate.
We have to hate.
Oh god, I know. 'Cause it's true. We're on our show.
But like,
I don't
it's just
speak
listen,
the language, so.
anime has the ultimate music.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Eric, I'm afraid of you right now. I'm ashamed to know you. Well, my first thought is anime. That music is just the bee's knees.
It's not all Kingdom Hearts intros, Eric.
You're right.
Yeah,
It's all Inuyashas.
In you, Ashes. God.
Oh,
You're just
my
gonna hear
God.
me punching my wall. Yeah. It's your turn to angrily storm out of the fucking podcast. God damn it.
Great.
Actually, stay on topic.
What is the topic? I don't even understand it.
It's K-pop versus J-pop, but Eric just sucks.
I think my only opinion on it is that, for like current generation music, K-pop is better, but for past generations music, J-pop is better.
I get behind that.
So, okay.
I'm talking like 80s.
Well,
when I say that, by the way.
Let's outline what like really makes them them. I'm not familiar with a lot of pre-millennium K-pop, but K-pop seems to draw a lot of influence from dance and hip-hop music, which is awesome. But also a little bit of a weird like show tune jazz thing, because a lot of the big girl groups like to do like stuff that's influenced by either musicals or burlesque or something. You know, they have like the horn sections in the background music and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people like Boa who are just like really varied. She'll do dance music, like jazz, hip hop mixtures, whereas a lot of modern J-pop is very like upbeat pop.
Yes, I'm super into the upbeat stuff.
No, I love it. I love both. But like, whereas K-pop is more like,
well, okay.
It's almost like more mature theme.
The thing about K-pop is, like, there's also a huge difference when it comes to style between boy bands and girl bands.
That's very true. Boy bands are more like what we had in the 90s with like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, but updated. But
also, like, for example, like BTS is one of like the biggest K-pop bands in Korea.
Behind the scenes? What?
What?
I forget what it stands for, but it's not that. Their most popular stuff is the more like upbeat hip hop styled stuff.
Boys That Suck with 2 C's.
Wait, is that a real band?
No!
Okay, I was like, whoa, these guys.
Where does fiction begin and reality end?
Oh, my mind.
But then they have plenty of it's the kind of stuff that you would expect to hear in like a Korean drama. Like it's like slow. It's like almost kind of
R&B?
like like more R&B.
Yeah.
And but it's like it's very soft and like appealing to women kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
And I dig it because, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just, like, used to American pop music, but I feel like it's more varied and, like, foreign pop, whether it's from Asia or Europe or whatever, I feel like outside of America, pop tries, like, more different things, like, they experiment more, whereas in America, it's more formulaic.
By virtue of me not speaking the language, I think they might actually be improving something. Like, as far as American pop goes, the only one I can listen to has been dead for a couple of years, that's MJ. Michael Jackson is the one guy I can get behind in pop.
I will say, I am a big fan of Bruno Mars's new song, Finesse. It's so 90s.
Okay, it's actually really good.
Yeah. Well, no, and
Have
that's
you seen
the
the
thing.
video?
It's Nick at Night.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
That's
awesome.
the best way to describe it.
See, pop music in America, I'm on a more song-by-song basis. I don't write it all off as garbage or anything. It's just not my thing. I like a lot of pop artists who aren't, like, necessarily famous, but you know what I mean? They do pop music. Like, I'll listen to stuff that would be in the pop genre. I'll just end up finding it other places where, like, it's like on Bandcamp or something. I'll just get linked to it, and I'll be like, oh, this is really good. If I heard this on the radio, I would not turn this off. But I feel like, you know, the way pop culture in America is with music, it's like, oh, like, we're into this. Let's just keep doing this.
It's formulaic.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, though...
There are trends in other countries, too. If there are trends in other countries, I tend to at least prefer them to ours.
Yeah, like what's
For all-
it called? The adaptation of greaser culture going on in some East Asian territories.
Wait,
Right.
really?
Where it's like rockabilly, that's what I'm thinking of. Where it's
Yeah.
like they have
Yeah.
the Elvis style hair, although the cones they put in to do their do are over a foot long.
I love
Yeah.
It's
that.
like imagine the Kings from Fallout with big head mode.
I love it.
But honestly, for all we know, I mean, I'm sure there's like some articles out there we could read, but Koreans might feel the same way about K-pop that we feel about American pop.
I always keep that in the back of my mind that I might be, just because for virtue of not being surrounded by it all day every day,
Yeah,
I just find it refreshing.
yeah.
But I also know that like there's plenty of music that was like when I was growing up in like the 90s and early 2000s, it was super popular, but I loved it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't just hate things because they're popular. I just don't like the recent like 10 to 15 years of trends.
Dude,
Whereas the trends that are in other, like I said, Europe, Asia, whatever, I feel like their pop trends are a little more like up my alley.
So I just have I think the Backstreet Boys stuck in my head right now. And it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, like that's one of the things where like, yeah, we had the boy band thing. It was kind of annoying then. It's still kind of annoying now. Like, but at least the boy band take on things in like Asian pop is more like soulful and R&B styled instead of just pop. You know what I mean? It seems like you could trace it back to something.
I forget what country it is, but they pretty much like mass produce boy bands. It's somewhere in
Yeah.
Asia. I forget which
Well,
one.
even
but...
K-pop, dude, they mass produce girl groups and stuff.
Yep.
And I feel, I, dude, liking K-pop is so hard for me because I feel awful for the people in it. They work like 20-hour days, and like they're not allowed to have relationships. They're like
That sounds
forced
horrible.
by contract to get like plastic surgery, and I think that's all
Plastic
fucking
surgery,
terrible.
diets, they like
Really?
they restrict their lifestyles like
There's a much
heavily.
heavier emphasis on cosmetic surgeries in South Korea as well. It's not
Yeah.
nearly as heavily stigmatized as it is here in the States.
Yeah.
And in Japan, from what I know, idol culture is very similar in the sense that like
Yeah.
not as much of the plastic surgery stuff or any of that, but like you have to
Idol
dress a
culture
certain
is its
way.
own genre of television show and game right now.
Yeah.
Yes, and like the people who are the real life idols, because this is a thing dating back to like the 80s and stuff. You're like, they watch you if like you have a boyfriend. You're not really supposed to have a boyfriend.
And
in the
that's
event that-
because
Oh.
it's to appeal to like the fans better. Like if just like
She's single, which means she can be with any of us. Like
yeah, exactly.
it's very weird and off-putting. I'm like,
Um,
dude, I just think her outfits are cute and she sings really well. Like I'm not trying to like
So
run her
basically,
life.
Japan is more like a TMZ, while South Korea is more has a DMZ.
What?
What?
I'm sorry, I'm making border jokes. Ignore me.
Oh no! Oh, that one went over my head for a second.
I don't know anything about pop music in this country. How am I supposed to contribute on the other side? It's like the closest I get to this is baby metal, and I
Yeah.
don't like baby metal.
Well, that's the thing, though. Baby Metal's an idol group. Like,
they are.
that's exactly. And thankfully, it seems like they, from what I hear, because they're in like the whole metal subgenre, people don't care as much about the whole like keeping up appearances thing.
There's a lot of guys in the metal community that are kind of pissed at them. It's like they're trying
yeah.
to.
It's half and half. They either love them or hate them, and
Yeah,
it's
there's
hilarious.
no in between. It's either like this isn't
Metal
I think
fans
Rob
need to
Zombie
loosen the
calling
fuck
all
up.
of their haters pussies, and I think we're in a good territory now.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
really?
they did a show with him.
It was either Rob Zombie or Rob Halford. I can't remember who.
Rob Halford loves Baby Metal. They did a show
I
together.
think
They
that they've done both.
Yeah,
Actually.
probably. All I know is I saw Baby Metal and Rob Halford sing Painkiller together, and it was fucking
It was
incredible.
amazing.
But like, yeah, like I am a huge fan of metal, and some of my least favorite people in the world are metal fans because
Yeah.
they are so stuck up about music.
Like, oh, it's not East Norwegian true cult black metal. No thanks.
Excuse me?
I'm going to defend pirate metal as a genre because the band wears those costumes.
Yeah.
Swashbuckle? It's a
And then
Jersey
the
band.
black metal fans are like, oh, you're
No, you didn't say swashbuckle like you're the Cookie Monster.
and then the fucking black metal fans are like, oh, excuse me, your band wears a pirate clothing? That's not as cool as our black and white makeup. And it's like, dude, both are cool and both are lame out of context. I get it. Like, Just do your thing. Nobody cares.
Ladies, you're both beautiful.
Yeah,
I love all of you equally. Now go hate each other in the corner.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And like, you know, same thing with like pop music. It's like, you know, you get the people who are like, oh, this is pre-manufactured trash. Like, even if it is, then don't listen to it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
if you like the sound of the music, then listen to it.
the unfortunate thing about K-pop is that like it's the record company has say over literally everything. Like, basically, they're just using the girls as a way to
Look
like,
and sound a certain way.
yeah. And I don't think it's true for every case, but like I'm just speaking generally.
And it sucks because these are really talented young women, and there's nothing wrong with performing something that someone else writes.
They're just like the outlets for like, the producers.
You know, if you write beautiful music but you can't sing for shit, and you find a girl who can sing beautifully but can't write for shit, that's fine.
Then you go work for Rihanna.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
That was amazing. But yeah, like, that doesn't bother me. I just care about being upfront about it. Like, okay, the first Meatloaf record, and all of them, I think, like, that Jim Steinman wrote, it says songs written by Jim Steinman and performed by Meatloaf. That doesn't make me respect him any less. He's still playing the piano and singing those fucking really hard tracks. I just know that he didn't write them as well. That's fine. I want the guy who wrote it to get credit. It's not that fucking hard. Like...
Okay,
But
so here's a question from somebody who is completely oblivious to these different pop scenes.
Okay.
Like, is there any, how best to put it, like, means of entering the genres that you could recommend for somebody who's trying to understand the topic?
I think one of the best ways, I mean this wholeheartedly, go on either YouTube or Spotify and search K-pop playlist and J-pop playlist.
Yeah.
It really is like that easy, and you'll start to see the nuances. And one thing I do want to clarify, in a very good way, you want to hear some bangers, 80s J-pop. It's all like jazz fusion and like city pop.
Like, are we talking like Cowboy Bebop opener jazz, or?
Have you ever heard of a band called Cassiopeia?
No.
Okay, well, I'll go American. Weather Report?
No.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Basically, I think the easiest way to describe it is like synth pop, like 80s. It's like that soft pop sound with like, it's almost always female vocals,
or instrumental, with a lot of slap bass and like
it's really good,
beautifully
like
clean
driving
guitar
music, like nighttime cruising music.
Yeah, imagine like cyberpunk music. That was the 80s in Japan,
but like
it's kind of like,
and poppy.
I don't know, like the first Mad Max style synthwave or something like that.
Yeah, a little bit, but more fusion jazz. Like, but yes, you're on the right track. It's very synth and bass and guitar driven in a good way, but it's still poppy and memorable.
A specific video I can send you guys. It's like the video title is like, this is an 80s Japanese mixtape, and it's just like 2 hours straight of some of like the best synth pop songs from Japan.
And it's cool because it's one of those genres that's really easy to find artists, because basically, like, okay, I was looking up a girl named Seiko Matsuda the other day. She's an 80s pop singer. And I found a link to, like, on Google Images, there was an album cover that wasn't hers. And I clicked it to see who it was. I forget her name. But it led me to, like, some CD buying site. And it was that section of, like, you know, 80s J-pop. I just sent Taylor a screenshot of, like, 10 artists. I'm like, okay, we got to look these up, you know. It's really easy to find because they were all really commercially successful in Japan. So if you know how to do some basic searching, you'll find a lot of cool stuff.
Okay. I can do that.
And K-pop is easy because it's actually pretty popular in the West now, although niche. It's popular enough where people are uploading a lot of like, playlists and stuff.
And like, I don't like to go by this always, but when it comes to something like K-pop, the best place to start even would just be to like sort by the most viewed videos. Because that's like somewhere to start.
Well, yeah, because you have to know what's like huge. Yeah. But like, you know, like I said, I like it because I heard rumors, and I haven't looked into it, that a lot of the people who write the K-pop songs are the same people like in Europe and stuff who write the American pop songs for like Taylor Swift and all them. But honestly, if it is, they're doing a way better job in Korea because they're actually, like I said, I can hear elements of like blues and jazz and show tunes, and like it's just way more interesting than look at me. I opened up FL Studio and put a loop together.
Oh yeah, I dig it.
So yeah, my preachy advice for today is listen to pop outside of America. It's very good.
Like, I totally get behind that. Like, what was the last? Oh man, I can't actually remember the last band from Asia I've listened to. It was like this obscure.
Probably,
You want to finish?
probably the only thing I've listened to that, what's it called? Dangan, I think. It's like the dude who did the original intro for Dragon's Dogma. It's like, if you ever want something that is a pristine example of cock rock, and I'm using that derogatory term in the best way because I love it, it's just
No,
ridiculous.
cock rock's amazing.
I mean,
Cock rock /
Steel
butt rock.
Panther is pretty much that
Yeah, it's like,
in a
'cause-
nutshell, and they're great.
I'm pretty sure the guy's name is Dangan or something, and it's just like, that was the last one I looked into, and other than that, you'd have to go back to like my middle school days.
Right.
I could pretend to know Utada Hikaru, but it's just I played some Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah.
my
But
day.
even
That's
then,
it.
like, that's another good thing to note is that a lot of the people listening to this play video games. Look into those artists. They've probably done stuff. The first Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack was done by an adult alternative artist who was in a band called Dreams Come True. They're fucking incredible, and a lot of the Sonic songs were just upbeat versions of their like ballads and pop songs.
Really?
Yes,
That's
look into the
awesome.
comparisons. It's wacky.
Yeah.
But the songs are both incredible, you know, like the rework for Sonic or the pop version, like they're incredible because these 80s acts, and this goes for America too. I've been listening to a lot of 80s American pop. A lot of it was more just bands who were like, we want to do something catchy, memorable, but still good. And, you know, this band was 3 people from Japan. It was like a bassist, a drummer, and a singer, and I think the bassist played synth too. And
Okay.
they just wrote pop music, and it was incredible. And Sega was like, "Hey, want to make some money making a soundtrack?" And he was like, I guess."
Duh.
I looked it up because it was bothering me. I found the song and artist. The song was Into Free, and I had the artist right. It was Dangan.
Okay. I will check that out.
So yeah, if you ever want the most creative entry to a pre-industrial fantasy RPG with Monster Hunter elements, then that's one way to open a game. And they lost the license for the remake on the new iteration.
Oh no!
It's like, oh yeah, we licensed this song for Dragon's Dogma. Well, what about Dark Arisen, the expansion? If you get the expansion, you don't have it.
Oh, okay.
What the
Okay.
Like, if
Well,
you
that's
get
like
the
how they
PS4
had
and
to
Xbox
stop-
One versions, that you don't get the Berserk costumes. Like, you
Because
lose
of
out
the
on the
licensing.
Berserk and Griffith armor.
And this is why I usually play on PC, because you can mod
No, you don't
them
get on
in.
PC either, because it was the Dark Arisen re-release.
But you can mod them in.
True.
I'm assuming anyway. No, it's funny because remember I said I started Mass Effect. I was like, oh shit, wait, my controller's not playing nice. So I looked into it to make sure it wasn't just like something I was doing wrong.
The
Lo and
PC version
behold-
of the first one was crap for the controller, or like mouse and keyboard versus controller.
Yeah, but guess what? In 10 minutes, I installed a mod by copying some files over, and now it works perfectly.
Yeah, the first
Well,
one was purely a console game. It wasn't until 2 they started developing with PC in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my friend played it on the PC instead. The keyboard and mouse controls are great, but I want to play it with him on my couch. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just install the mod.
Mm.
That's what I did with like Resident Evil 7. Yeah, I would have loved to play it with a mouse, but Taylor and I were playing it together. So I was like, I'll just mouse aim. I mean, I'll controller aim. It won't be a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not playing Overwatch competitively here. Like, I'm just shooting a couple zombies here and there while I'm exploring an old house.
Hashtag
By the
pew
way-
pew.
And dying a lot.
Yeah, we're getting to time, but this is the hype segment where the 21st is the anniversary of Resident Evil 2. The Resident Evil Twitter made a black space in their header image that could fit another box art, and they put a teaser that just said Resident Evil in the Resident Evil 2 text over the Resident Evil 7 background.
But is that as impressive as CD Projekt Red going beep?
It's just a good time for announcements. Cyberpunk.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red had their like
yeah.
Cyberpunk game, and it's just like the first tweet in years was beep, and people are going crazy for nothing.
Oh, I
Me
saw
and
that.
Kyle are fucking waiting for that game for what, 6 years now?
Yeah. Also, CD Projekt Red, I love you, but you copyrighted a genre for your title. You're being
Wait.
dicks.
Did they?
They copyrighted Cyberpunk as the name. Cyberpunk's a genre.
Yeah, but that just means like the name Cyberpunk, 2088 or whatever is going to be the name
It's
of the
also
game.
gonna. It's just a whole kerfuffle with the idea of that basically being like Ghost in the Shell, Deus Ex, Human Revolution, like even Blade Runner. That's a genre descriptor across mediums, and now it's been sanctioned off as a name.
Well then.
I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I think you'll be able to describe something as Cyberpunk. It's like
We
it's
live
like
in a world
CD
where
Projekt
Bethesda won't let you include words like Prey and Scrolls in your name. I don't trust CD Projekt Red that much.
That's true.
This is very true.
Also, wait, who was it? Was it Taylor Swift that tried to copyright that?
Oh, what?
Oh.
When her album was called Red?
No, it was something else.
Kelsey
Maybe
did
it was-
something.
Oh, this sick beat.
Oh yeah. Like,
Fucking
what the hell
moron.
is that?
Taylor Swift, if you're listening, you're tall, blonde, skinny, and fucking stupid.
I am ashamed to share a first name with you.
The tall, blonde, and skinny is fine. Like,
Your
I'm
area,
not judging.
your
I'm
area
not body
impurity does not
shaming.
extend above the neck.
Oh my god.
I'm just listing facts here. She is tall. She is blonde. She is skinny. She is also stupid.
Everything
Also-
more greedy.
That too.
Greed is stupidity. They're pretty interchangeable for me.
Hmm.
But anyway, yeah. So Resident Evil 2 logo text over the Resident Evil 7 background with a header image that can fit another box art.
Oh, and there was
I
that
think there's
thing.
going to be a remake finally.
There was that thing earlier in the week that Sega kept posting on Facebook. It was
the light
the
bulb.
light bulb.
Oh yeah. What is that?
That was supposed to be today, right?
I thought today was the Nintendo Direct where they're selling us cardboard.
What?
Wait,
Why didn't we
What?
talk about that?
wait. I like
Nintendo has
cardboard.
this new like DIY peripheral setup with the Switch coming out.
Get the fuck out of here.
Like they're basically selling cardboard for constructions with families.
Wow.
Oh.
Wait, hold on.
You're talking about like
What's
Google
wrong?
Cardboard, right?
No, I'm talking like they're selling these like make your own peripheral kits with stencils.
Oh, okay.
And
nice.
that's the next like Nintendo thing.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
wait.
there are people saying, "Oh, it's a step forward in biodegradables. We're not going to have as much plastic killing the earth." And
No.
well,
oh my
you
God.
get the satisfaction of making them. It's like a model kit.
Taylor's hitting me, guys. Hold on.
What?
2 Point Hospital is coming to PC later this year.
I think it's
that
a-
was the
I
announcement.
think it's like a hospital.
it's a
med-
hospital sim.
Yeah.
what?
Yo,
Yes.
Theme Hospital was my absolute Jimmy Jam. So
Wow.
it looks like a 3D Theme Hospital. Who's making it other than Sega?
Oh, it's from the creators of Theme Hospital.
Oh, okay.
Fuck!
Oh yeah, the light bulb thing.
Do we have any headphone users left?
I was gonna say, you sound kind of excited here.
Oh, dude, no, I've been playing Theme Hospital since I was like 9 years old. I fucking love that game.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god. Illnesses and diseases aren't taken too seriously. Lightheadedness echoes the likes of Bloaty Head, Slack Tongue, and King Complex. Oh my god. Okay, so it's just because Bullfrog was bought by EA, so they're
Okay.
changing it. The values are the same, the humor is important. Oh god. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna play the shit out of this.
Oh, we're gonna destroy this game. I'm so excited. Wait, hold on. Yeah, guys, I'm sending this in the resources in Discord.
Yeah, check it out.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so that was Sega's announcement. That's fucking
So we
awesome.
had that and find the Resident Evil thing.
Yeah.
I wanna see this.
All Sega has to announce is Bayonetta, and I'll defend them. Just give me a release date for 3.
Never.
Okay, I think they changed this back, but yeah, right now the
Oh.
profile picture for the Twitter,
Is that
that's specifically the Resident Evil 2 font, because look at 3.
okay?
Evil 3.
So I'm pretty sure.
That's its own thing. It's kind of like the saw font.
Let me see
Resident
too.
Evil 2.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure. I don't remember which one it was, but I think it's 2 that caused me to have a phobia of zombies.
Oh.
So you know it's good.
Yeah. Look, just imagine little Eric seeing zombies. I'm like, oh no.
It is different. Oh my god.
Hmm.
This better be... Well, here, let me just search Resident Evil 2 Remake and see if there's been any news. 32, no. Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Click on that.
Wait.
What?
First announced by Capcom back in 2015. I know that's, like, it's been quiet.
Yeah. Potential release date. Well, there's a video update. They released a video.
Wait,
The
what-
producer-
When was it, though? Hold on. Yeah, that's 2015.
Oh, that's the old one.
So it's the
Okay.
old one, yeah. Story details. Why the fuck was this posted yesterday?
Wait.
Hmm.
Can I just show Warhammer projects while you guys are Googling?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I shared this to the group a ways back, but Warhammer 30k, Death of Hope. Big fan project. The entire thing was animated by one dude. And
Nearing the anniversary. That's fine.
I've never actually played Warhammer.
well, there's the distinction Warhammer versus Warhammer 40k.
I haven't played either. Wait, is Death Ball part of the Warhammer universe?
Blood Bowl, you mean?
Yeah,
Blood Bowl is that property. Yes, it's Games Workshop.
gotcha. Still haven't played it.
Okay, yeah, all I'm reading is still the Twitter stuff that they changed, but that's still pretty significant, and the anniversary is in 4 days. So we'll
So
keep
nothing
an
will
eye
happen.
open. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, very good show. I
Wait,
had
they
a
were
blast.
still talking.
Oh, we were talking about the Warhammer while we were researching this.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
I'm just reminding people it exists. It's coming out. Also, it's awesome. I mean, it's one dude animating this thing, and I don't know if there's a way to support them. I'm looking for it right now, but if they need any assets or any financial assistance, I would say go for it. Because Games Workshop is not doing anything this good recently. So
Okay,
leave it to
cool.
the fans to actually make the good properties.
The ones who care.
Yeah, while Games Workshop is currently curating its community feedback to make sure it's got a friendly environment, people are actually making good stories with Warhammer.
Gotcha.
For free.
Like a good fan base.
Yep. See Star Wars apologists for The Last Jedi for future reference. We're not going into that tonight.
Your game still paused.
Maybe you could.
I mean,
All
if
right,
you keep
gentlemen.
Googling, we'll have time.
I'm gonna head out. We had a good show.
Yes, it was a good one.
It's been fun.
Before we exit, what's for next week?
Oh yeah, do we have any ideas? Or are we gonna...
I have. I'm not sure.
All right, keep them guessing.
I like the fact that we put like one random topic that wasn't gaming in there. So let's pick another topic like that. If you guys are cool with it.
Yeah.
I was thinking instead of music, we could go with reading for next time. Like, how do you guys feel about comics or just like a particular novel coming out?
If there's something you want to like chat about, just go for it. Just have the floor.
Yeah, let's discuss it in our little chat.
It's
room.
boring if nobody disagrees with me, though. I don't have anybody. To
I want to.
Nobody's supposed to listen to four people agree politely about subjects they enjoy.
Oh yeah, I read that. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we
thanks,
all
man.
we all like Game of Thrones over here.
Oh, my
Yeah, it's
God.
like before I realized you were just talking pop versus pop in music, I was willing to fight you on this thing. Now I realize I know nothing.
We'll figure it out, and we'll probably like revisit the whole Resident Evil thing if it's like if there's updates and talk
Or if
about
there's
like,
anything else.
what
Yeah.
games we want to actually get like remade. If there's
Oh, I
any
do
we've been
want
playing.
to.
I
We don't-
died
it's-
for that.
There's not much to actually talk about, but they announced the new Mario Tennis for the Switch, and I am mega hype, especially because they're bringing back the RPG elements from the Game Boy Advance game.
Tennis with a story mode, I'll be damned.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tennis RPG.
Super Mario tennis games.
Yeah,
All right.
the last one was great, but people stopped playing it like
Yeah,
when it came
after
out.
the abortion that was the fucking Nintendo DS one, the 3DS one, it was rock, paper, scissors with auto run. It was fucking terrible. It was like, oh, look, your opponent used this shot back. Okay, well, they'll use this one back, and your character would just auto run to these big circles. And it was fucking garbage, but then the Wii U one came out, and it was amazing.
It was great, and we like stomped online, but then like
Hell yeah, we did.
then like the online play just kind of died. It's such a good game though.
The game I was really good at was Me Tennis.
Oh my god.
I was a monster.
Unstoppable force.
Yes. It was like once you saw me came, you know the fireballs were coming at you.
Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. I have something to send you in a minute, but I'll send it over Discord or Messenger.
Alright, cool.
All right, guys. I'll
Does
talk to
anyone
you
want
guys
easy
later.
topics? I can do a DBZ outro too.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
No topics, just go wild.
Go wild.
Just go for it.
And so the adventure ends, or does it? As Chris, Taylor, and Eric wrap up another round of giant bass, the Leviathan still submerges other victims beneath the sea. They have yet to fish it out. This menace could loom at any time. It could emerge, fangs at the ready. But they will be ready to argue, to discuss, and most importantly, edit. Next week on Louder Than Podcast.
When you
Can we
said
make-
our names, it was like you were an AI that just plugged in determined names.
Can we please make that the official intro and outro for the show?
No, I'm not going to disgrace Sabbath on a weekly basis.
That's so
Right.
good.
Bye, guys.
Alright, see ya.
Good evening. It's been fun. Have a good run.
Bye.